L-A-T. It's in the name.
Welcome into the Helping Healing Humor with Ben and Travis podcast. On today's episode, we may sound a little tired, may be a little achy, as we
or a lot achy, as some would say.
Recap the St. Jude 2024 Team Ben and Travis. We'll do that right after these important messages. This episode of the Helping Healing Humor with Ben and Travis podcast is presented by Faulkner University. Faulkner University is a private Christian liberal arts university based in Montgomery, Alabama, with a mission to provide an education anchored by not only intellect, but also character and service. The Faulkner experience aims to educate the whole person. Every individual matters every day. We all want to become better versions of ourselves. No one wants to remain trapped where they are because of missed opportunities and unrealized dreams. At Faulkner University, we believe your dreams don't have an expiration date. We understand that you're looking for more than a degree. You want to find your niche and thrive in your career. Whether you're a high school senior just beginning your trek or an adult student looking for a better path, Faulkner is here to help guide your journey. Go to faulkner.edu to apply or get more info. That's faulkner.edu. I'm Travis Creasy. That's All-Pro Counselor with 3-Chord Counseling in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He's also the preaching minister at Highland Park Church of Christ. Ben, how goes it, man?
It's going good. Just finished up with all these guys with the St. Jude run. I can't call it a marathon because I didn't do that. I can't call it half marathon because I didn't do that. But a 10K for me, and it was fun. It wasn't quite as exhausting as the half has been, so I'm feeling pretty good. Still got to drive home, though. We'll see how that goes on the way home. We have with us Will Mahan also, as usual. So, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just slowly knocking off. Started with the half, then I did the full. Now I'm dropping down to the 10.
Just trying to collect them all.
Next year we'll hit the 5K, and then I'll do the kids 1 mile fun run.
There you go.
That
actually sounds fun.
But the real star,
the hero,
over here by Travis, Josh Thorne, the marathon runner. Josh, first marathon. How are you feeling?
Last marathon.
That might tell you how he's feeling.
Pain is what I'm feeling.
Amen.
Pain is what I'm doing. It was a good run, but I'm never again.
So we'll see. In a week, he'll be like, "Man, I'm feeling pretty good, guys."
I realized that was your first marathon. I thought you had run that before.
No.
God bless you. I ran the 5K for many reasons. One being I'm not crazy. Number 2, my attention span is too short. And number 3, usually I'm wearing some goofy outfit, and I don't want to hyperventilate. Past 30 minutes, I feel like that might happen. But ran it as Forrest Gump this year. The Gump returned.
And everybody loved it. There was all kinds of. How many pictures did you take with random
strangers? I'm not sure. I didn't count. I don't know that we got the double digits, but early this morning, people were a little less jovial because it was 19 degrees out there.
Yeah.
But people warmed up as the day warmed up, and sure enough, got stopped a couple of times for some pictures. But yeah, started off with the 5K. It was kind of fun though, because usually I'm running the 5K by myself, and then the rest of you guys jump in later. But the 5 and the 10. We're together today, and so I wasn't alone for too long. But yeah, some highlights, some lowlights. My knees are skinning up pretty good, but maybe I'll get into that detail with our question of the day.
Okay.
But nonetheless, like another big weekend. We show up on Friday night. We recorded a pod last night, the gift giving guide for dudes. After the St. Jude Expo, which is always an amazing time, hanging out with you guys. And, the 3 of us, of course, had the Team Ben and Travis jumpsuits. I guess that's what they're called. I don't know what they're called. Sweatsuits. Warm-ups. Yeah. Sure. And, Josh, your wife, actually walked around the expo with you while wearing it. Dustin walked with you, and Whitney just didn't come to Memphis.
Yeah.
Probably for that reason.
Neither did Kenya.
Maybe for that reason. So, but yeah, what do you think about the expo? Well, I mean, that's kind of a big deal to me. I like going with you guys.
Yeah, I think that's one of the funnest parts of the weekend, just because you kind of get to go get some free stuff. You get to go kind of look around and see some of the cool things that they're doing for even for patients. I mean, they got some things around. They've got a little area for the patient families to go in, and so we get to go in there. We get to go in the Heroes Lounge. They have, good tasting popcorn, make some different things. Usually make a shirt. This year is like make a bag, give you some free stuff. So I mean, it's just a lot of fun to kind of hang out with each other. You're not trying to run or race anybody. You're just hanging out. So Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, everybody loves the free stuff, right? But what I like about the expo is also it shows you the intent and purpose behind kind of what we're doing. Like, we're complaining about, it's fun, but you see the intent and purpose behind it, which you also see during the run. So that's a big plus. And the popcorn is great.
Popcorn's great. Will, you got any thoughts on it?
It's always fun. It's just cool to see. I've run into several people that have been friends from previous states or jobs and things like that. And just kind of what Josh said, it's cool to see 30,000 people descend on one place and go, oh, everybody's here to do one thing. So
everybody's in a little bit more mood to talk on the night before than they are early morning.
Well, it is neat to see the whole city of Memphis, and I think the expo, I mean, the whole event puts that on and shows that. But really, I think at the expo, you see like the whole city come alive for this one event. And it's Memphis. I don't really make many trips to Memphis, and I guess I should be thankful for that. I know that Cypress comes up once a year, or maybe a couple of times a year to get checkups. But to come over here and see, to be kind of reassured in the humanity that there are people out there, like you're saying, who have the end goal in mind to end childhood cancer with the research. And so we move into Saturday, right? And it's game time. And I don't know how you don't have a little bit of competitiveness to you, a little bit of, I want to finish well. I want to start well. I want to finish well. I want to run it well. And so, like I said, 5K, I started off with that this morning, dressed as Forrest Gump. And, I think more I hear run, Forrest, run than anything.
Yeah, there was a lot of
that's
that.
everywhere I go. And, once you've already ran, I'm kind of like, I already have, so I'm not going to do any more. But
you always finish that off with stupid is as stupid does.
Yes.
I heard you say that a couple of times.
Yeah. So plenty of stupid going on out there. In fact, we're sitting here now, and you might even hear it in the background. There are some people still finishing whatever they started.
They have been out there for a while.
Yeah. 7 hours almost.
I've been out there a long time.
That's crazy. One of the things when I was running that I did was I'd kind of pick out somebody in front of me. It's like, they're not beating me, and I don't know the people from anybody, but it was just kind of like, I think I can do it faster than they can. And I was probably the slowest moving person on our whole team. So there was that, but it was still fun to get to see the things, see the city, not just at the expo, but as you're running, you see the city. I thought there was a lot of people out today. As cold as it was, I kind of expected it might be a lot smaller crowd. I think there was more people in St. Jude on the campus lining the streets than they've been before. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool that there was a lot of families out doing that.
I saw a unicorn.
The inflatable
blow up, inflatable unicorn. It's like, they can't beat me. I'm not letting them beat me.
The Grinch,
Elvis.
I ran behind Elf at one point.
Nice.
Yep.
The Pope. I saw the Pope ran.
Yeah, he was blessing everyone as he came across the finish line, and the lady on the microphone was like, "Thank you, thank you." Oh, he blessed that one. He blessed that one. So
the Elvis that you talked to ran the half. So he ran in an Elvis suit all the way, which I think sounds atrocious.
I think next year, while I'm thinking about it, I think next year we need to set up a roast station like that one guy had. There was a guy running, and he was roasting runners as they went by, and it was fantastic.
He wasn't running himself. He was running. He was just hanging out.
I'll give you an example. He's like, number, and the guy was like, number 666, don't like that. And he saw my number and was like, and he's just giving up. And I was like, okay.
Gotta start running again. I actually ran into an Elvis that I took a picture with 2 years ago. In the, what is the hospitality? Hospitality. Will, you got anything from the run specifically?
From the run, like that was good.
Yeah, something fun. not the disasters that we'll talk about here.
I did
think of any.
Well, I did see. What was good? Yeah, the donuts.
Always the donuts.
Yeah, last year or 2 years ago, I was eating a donut, and Brock was sick this year, couldn't run, but he runs for Freed Hardeman, and I yelled at him because he was already at like mile 12 as I was at mile 7, and we were passing each other, and he threw me a donut because he's like, "This disgusting. Do you want it?" I was like, "Yeah." So he threw it, and I called it, and the place went nuts, because we threw it across the road. But this year, I was like, not going to do it. I'm just going to keep running. I had a time set. I want to run it like an hour. And it's like the Holy Spirit just led this guy to just look at me.
Here we go.
And it was just like, he's pointing. It's like, me and you. Me and you, we got this. And so I ran up, stuck my hand out, and he gave me a strawberry donut with cream cheese, like icing.
Every good and perfect gift comes from above.
And so I took a 7-minute hiatus from the race.
Amen.
And I ate that donut.
Totally worth it.
It was wonderful.
I think I ate like 3 of those strawberry pastries up in the hospitality. So speaking of food, great transition there, Will.
Thank you.
Hospitality.
That's amazing.
And I didn't know this before. Surely I've done it before, but I think I've been up there 3 times and partaken at some point of something. And so
we just went back and forth. Every time somebody else finished, we're like,
I guess we better go eat
them.
something. I mean, that's what we do, church-going folks, right? We celebrate by eating, fellowship. And so my shout-out goes to the little pastries that I had a bunch of. Anything.
Well, after the 5 and 10K, it was breakfast food.
Yes.
So we had breakfast.
It was all the meals,
biscuit
right?
with eggs and bacon on a biscuit. It goes till 4, so we can go again. And then we had I ate oatmeal, and then later on I went back when Destin finished, and I think my favorite thing, that pork loin was incredible.
This ain't bad. By the way, no, this is not like secondary throwing it. No,
it's good food
stuff.
And we got massages.
Yes, those
are
incredible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool because I think even like with the massages, I don't know if that company donates that to St. Jude. Like they say, hey, we're going to come do this for free, or if St.
Jude,
just
put some random people in there,
or if St. Jude pays for it. Well, I don't know if they give it to them or if they pay them to come do it. But the fact that they go, hey, you guys raise such and such amount of money, we're going to give you this hospitality room where you can eat all you want, you can get massages. I mean, all that kind of stuff. It's really cool, and I have a feeling that it's probably a lot of people donating their time because there's a lot of people who donate their time. I mean, there's volunteers all up and down the streets that don't run.
Will donate
couldn't do it.
I thought I heard at the beginning of the race they were talking about, and I think I understood this correctly. They were saying just this weekend their goal was to raise 17 million, but overall it was like 123 million based off this race. I was like, wow.
Booyah.
I think I heard. Did I hear 27,000 racers?
It was 22 and a half.
22 and a half. But then if you think about how many people were on the streets, how many volunteers there are.
50.
Yeah, easily.
Nuts how many people are here.
Any hospitality notes from you there, Josh?
I couldn't walk
well. Other than not remembering any of it? Or
other than trying not to cry as we went up the stairs.
Josh was just thankful for
the little ice packs are nice. They nice. Give out ice packs.
I had 4 bottles of water, a Gatorade, and a popsicle. Little
Spider-Man
popsicle and a hot dog. I just wanted some fluids.
You got it, I would say. Yeah. So Team Ben and Travis, and I think we're still able to raise money.
Yeah.
I think we're pushing you towards Josh's total here, and I'll be sure to put that link down in the description so that you can do that. So if you're wanting to help, send that over to Josh. I'm sure he'd appreciate helping him get to the 4,000 mark as we've reached that. But total for Team Ben and Travis, what are we sitting at of this moment? I know we put 13,000 right on our little check at the expo.
That's what I was looking to see, kind of where we were on that. At the moment, we are sitting at 11,823. So 11,823 and 90 cents. And I know, I mean, we absolutely have to get 1,000. Josh is either donating 1,000 or somebody's helping it.
Yep.
So Josh needs about $800 right now, it looks like, to make his mark. So if you can jump on there. I'm not sure what the last day is. Do y'all know what the last day is?
I think January 4th.
I meant January, but it's a week or two.
It's through the.
Okay, I thought I saw a December date.
So you've got time. Let's go ahead and put Josh over. Let's do that. I think we can.
And that will put us at the 13.
Yeah.
So we'll get 13 out of that. And so we just appreciate all of you guys for donating and helping out with it. We just kind of like to try to be the dumb catalysts who come and run so that you guys will donate.
It's that first full weekend in December every year, right? So go ahead and make plans. Join Team Ben and Travis. You're thinking right now, we're heading into January, right? Hey, I got to get fit. Boom. There you go. There's the challenge. If you're like me, I need something out there that I have to finish, and it makes me get up off the couch and go, even if it's just a month before the race. You can jump in anytime. We'd love to have you.
It's the season of giving.
That was one of my favorite signs. Was this was a great idea in January?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, anything out there make you a little emotional? That's ultimately Josh bringing up. That's what we're here to do. I'll jump in. I was like this year. It seemed like the races were like crammed together really early because usually there's plenty of time to get done, and then Forrest can go down there and at the marathon and yell at people that would probably rather not to associate with me. But there was no time like that. As soon as I got to where I could get down there, y'all were gone and off to the races. And of course, I know Josh likes to be at the front anyways. But the lady down there, most of it was very, very good and very like light and encouraging. But I was like making my way back down here to see you guys finish, Ben and Will. Or thereabouts, and she's out there just talking about scans and you're going for a run and it might be tough, but like think about what these kids are going through. And I was just like, shut up, lady. Because then I'm like, maybe I could go get another 5K in right now.
You definitely could have at that point.
So hey, guys, feel free to jump in. I know Ben, you had one for sure.
Yeah, I've talked about this on here before, but a little girl named London had surgery the same day as Cypress did several years ago, and unfortunately, a couple of years later, she passed away from her cancer, and so she's somebody we always think about. Destin wore a little tag in memory of for her, and then as I was running, there's always kind of right there when you're really wanting to give up, they put it, I think they do it on purpose. It's, I think it's Abby. Is that right?
Yeah, Heaven something.
Yeah. And it's a purple tint, or it's got purple all around it. And this year I was noticing that there was this little barricade kind of down the middle of where I guess the full and the half and the 5K and the 10K, it's kind of separating the two. And, I noticed that they had all these pictures, and had purple hearts all around them, which purple indicates that somebody has, they've lost somebody. And so all these pictures were kids that had passed away. And I almost grabbed my phone to try to kind of video all of them. And I just started looking at them. And there was London, the little girl that had the surgery the same day as Cypress, and her picture, beautiful little picture of her. So I stopped and took a photo with it. And then when I started running, I lost it. Like it was that was it for a few minutes. I was kind of having to do that little ugly cry, try to run and breathe at the same time. But just thinking about that, then I was wearing a shirt for an orange shirt that represented Craig Ray, our buddy from Fordland, Missouri. And so then I started thinking about him, and then Dad came to mind, and it's like, okay, got to start running again. Stop thinking. It just it was one of those moments, but I know some of you guys talked about that too.
Yeah, so I did a guided run on mine, and so it was asking me questions, and just so happened someone come on that was maybe just emotional, but it said, and then they said, think about something that is no longer with you, or somebody's no longer with you that motivates you. My mind immediately went to Sharon Warhurst, and so she passed away a couple months ago from cancer, and I ugly cried twice. It came up twice, and so bad the second time, or one of the times, the guy next to me thought I was hyperventilating because I was trying to clear my nose, and
CPR!
I was like, I'm fine. I couldn't physically breathe. But, yeah, I got pretty emotional on that. I got emotional also when running through the hospital with all the families there.
And tough.
And again, when you see there towards the end when they got all the flags of the survivors, it was a very emotional run this year for sure.
I think there's the thing that gets me a lot of times is the adults that are saying, holding signs. And there was one lady that held a sign that just says, "Because of you all, I survived."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think in some ways it's like you're running and you're going, well, why is it not me? Why is it them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's like that guilt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's always something of like, you know, it's not what makes me emotional is I could be doing so much more, you know, with what I've been given versus some of these people that never would have chosen the life that has happened to them, but they're doing so much with it. And so I think that is, you know, something that always just kind of catches me, and you start reflecting and then you go, oh, goodness, I got a long way to go.
Or the people you get behind that have a sign that either said, like, they've got a purple sign and a purple, little bandana or whatever, armband, and that means they lost a family member. The yellow ones mean that they've got a surviving family member. And both of those, when you run by those people and they're wearing the shirts, especially when they got the purple ones, it just kind of sends your mind straight to that. You're like, man, they've lost somebody. And you want to say something, but you don't want to break their stride. So you're kind of like, do I say something? Do I not? And it's kind of it's a tough run physically, but I think emotionally, I'm not sure. Maybe there are some other runs out there that are more taxing. I've not done too many of them, but that one, I mean, I just can't imagine that there's many that are more touching than a one where you're thinking about childhood cancer, and we would all love to see it. You know, there's always those signs, still no child dies from cancer, and that's what we would hope.
Well, the encouragement to finish the race is a very biblical thought. And thinking about people who've gone on, whether it's from cancer or for whatever, can be a great motivator to finish strong, whether it's the 5K or the full marathon there, Josh, or this race called life. All right, guys, the Magic Mind question of the day is going to be, you know, what was a low light from the race? I know that I've got one for sure, but magicmind.com, go check it out. I've been given a subscription to Magic Mind. I've had it quite a bit in the past. It's a great little drink that you can start your day off with. You can also drink it in that 2 o'clock hour when you feel like your energy is waning. I probably could have used some of that today at some point. It's kind of nap time for me right now thinking about it. But yeah, Magic Mind's great. You can take it with your caffeine. You can take it without caffeine. And it'll give you a good little boost to finish the day. It's about that big for those of us watching the video. And it is great. And you can get a month's supply, or you can subscribe. I'm very excited to be getting a subscription for these next few months, especially as January rolls around. Everybody's thinking about health. So check out magicmind.com. The question of the day is, what is that low light? The magicmind.com question of the day. And mine would definitely be, as I went into the hospital area, there's somebody on the side root me on, asking for a high five as far as Gump, and I went in for the high five and misjudged a little bit of a raise there, just enough to make the old trip. And I thought, you know, if you're gonna fall, it was a very athletic fall. Of course, I can say that because none of these guys are here and no one recorded, I don't think. Rolled, jumped up. I was more worried about Will's headphones that he let me borrow. And the guy that was asking for the high five was like, I guess that'll hurt your pace. And I was like, yes, thank you. And I just took off. I think I did still give him the fist bump. But yeah, that was a little skin up, you know, wearing the Nike or the Under Armour heat gear. And yeah, it was a little sticky pulling that off my knees there because it was a little scabby and gross. But hey, I made it. Now, I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow to let you know just how much chiropractor attention I'm going to need. So that's my low light, the magicmind.com question of the day.
I guess my low light, which is not that big of a deal, but I have always done the half And last night I had to ask them to see if I could go down to the 10K. It was kind of a low deal for me. I was like, I really don't want to do that, but I asked them, and they're like, yeah, you can do that. So I went over and did it. And then
you do have like a physical reason.
I mean, I have, yeah. I mean, I've had
it's not that
some foot problems.
I was waiting for Will. I was like, here's Will, softball, buddy.
I've had some foot problems this year. It's been hard to train and do much. So, but I did get 6 miles, so I'm going to be okay. I think the most I had done in training even was 3, so I was pretty impressed with it. However, the other part of that low light was Will's like, hey, I'm just going to take it easy. Probably going to walk a lot, high five people, do whatever. And I ran with him for just a second, and then we get cut off for a minute, and he's just booking it. Compared to me. And I decided I'm not catching up to him, and I'm not going to push myself. And so I just did it my own pace, and Will finished. I got a ding, and I looked at my phone, and Will finished, and I still had like a mile left. I'm like, well, probably a good thing I didn't keep up. So it was a humbling year, but I've never been a runner. I've always said that I'm not trying to break any land speed records or anything.
It's a good thing.
That was it. So
me either.
It's not happening.
The funniest for me, was not my own issue, but so as we're running through one of the neighborhoods, everybody screams, and I'll look over real quick, and Iron Man just tried to jump up on the curb to get around somebody and just ate it. And so Iron Man, it's just funny that he's dressed as Iron Man and he can't, he's the one that ends up absolutely eating it. Now, my personal one is I woke up at 4:45 and my air mattress was on the floor. It was flat. There was no air in it anymore.
That's definitely a low.
Well, at least nobody else was in it with you, and they were rolled over on top of you because it.
But we made it. We made it. So,
Josh, what was yours?
I didn't have a single one. So we can this video.
Interesting.
Yeah. So let me lay the tape for you. So I figured, I'm going to sprint the last quarter of a mile, and
it's all downhill, so it makes sense. It makes yeah.
And you're thinking to yourself, well, Travis didn't have his filmed, and I'm glad that when this happened, that your first thought was, oh, I hope he's not injured because I really want to post this. I'm glad that was y'all's thought process.
That was the thought process.
So I'm sprinting.
Hope we don't have to take him to the hospital because I really want to post this.
Want to post this because it's hilarious. So I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay enough to sprint. So that was my problem. Couldn't happen at a better time. But I caught a cramp for those who I've been alluding on here now. So I caught a cramp in my hamstring, and it was not fun at all. And I was probably 20 feet from the finish line.
Oh man!
And he did a little pirouette.
I did a little turn. And the people were yelling at me, "Go, go, go!" And I'm like, I can't physically walk. And so once I realized that bending my leg was causing it, I hopped across the finish line. Had to be put in a wheelchair after adamantly saying I didn't want to be in a wheelchair, and then to the medical tent.
And Kayla's all worried. We go over, and he's like, "It's just cramp, guys. It's just cramp." And we're like, "Good." And then we proceeded to laugh at him for a few moments.
Immediately had the video sent to everybody at that point. So.
Well,
it was.
I'm taking partial credit for that because it was right after I had yelled at Josh a Jameis Winston quote about being strong, and I got the little shake, it's not going good, right? And then it was like, oh, I just thought it wasn't going good.
Yeah, it was right before chaos struck.
Yes, but we appreciate so many of y'all who come along with us. There's some of you that support us every single year. Some of you donate multiple times through the year. All of you that participated in the dodgeball, we consider you Team Ben and Travis for St. Jude. And of course, we're thankful for the bell cow himself, Josh Thorne, always going above and beyond so that I don't have to. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for all your work. And we'll look forward to doing it, I'm sure. Go ahead and put it on the calendar for next year. We'd love for you all to join us in some shape, form, or fashion. Take it easy. Hey, parents and young adventurers, are you ready to embark on an extraordinary journey? Introducing The Adventures of Ben and Travis and the Worry Coaster, a thrilling ride through the ups and downs of mental health in our new children's book. Join our dynamic duo as they navigate the twists and turns of their emotions while discovering the courage to conquer their worries. Pre-order your ticket to adventure now at benandtravis.com/books and be among the first to embark on this roller coaster of resilience. Let's turn worry into wonder and empower kids to embrace their feelings with bravery and hope. Buckle up. It's going to be an unforgettable ride.
Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com and receive all of our Helping Healing and Humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.